Okay, we are continuing in Masechet Pesahim, the last Mishna of the first Perek, and then we'll start the second Perek, God willing. So we left off talking about if you have Teruma that's impure, and we said that there's different levels of Tum'ah. So you have to burn it when it comes time for, let's say, for Pesach, and let's say you're putting it all together. So what you're doing is you're taking a Tum'ah that's, let's say, on level 3, and you're putting it together with a level 1 teruma. Now you've just upgraded this teruma to a level 2 because it touched a level 1, so it now becomes a 2. So we said, nevertheless, because you're burning it, it is okay. But this Mishnah says, Amar Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir tells us, Midivrem lamanu shesorfim teruma tehora imatem mea b'Pesach. From here we learn. Says Rabbi Meir's opinion. From here we learn, if now comes time for the burning of the Hametz on Pesach, and you have Teruma to burn, which is Teruma that's Hametz. So says Rabbi Meir, you could even burn together Teruma that's Tahor, that's totally pure, with impure together. I'm putting it in the same bucket, and I'm going to burn it. So hold on a second. At that moment, you've made your Teruma for Tameh. You took good Teruma, and because you touched it with the Tameh one, you made it Tameh. Says Rabbi Meir, it's okay. But we've never learned all the examples we've given in the last, with Korbanot, was the thing was already Tameh, but on a lower level of Tum'ah. I've made it kind of more Tameh. That we saw that you could do, but not not Tameh, from Tahor to Tameh. And that's what Rabbi Eliezer tells Rabbi Meir back. Amar Rabbi Yossi. Amar Rabbi Yossi. Ena hi min hamidah. That's not the proper comparison. You can't compare taking tahor and making it tameh to something that's a lower level tumah, making it more tameh. You can't compare the two. Umodim Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Yoshua, shesorfin zula atzma vezula atzma. So it says Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yoshua agree that in this case you have to burn each separately. So if, let's say, back in the day, a kohen who had teruma, and he had some teruma, and now it's Pesach. He has to burn his Hametz, and this teruma is Hametz. So he has teruma that happened to be tameh and happened to be tahor. He has to burn them separately. You can't put them in the same thing. You can't make your tahor teruma. You can't make it tameh. Alman nechleku, but they did have an argument. On what did they have an argument? Ala teluya ve'ala tmeya. Let's say you had truma that was Hametz. There was a doubt if it was safek, if it was tameh or not. Can I mix that with my tameh truma and burn that together? You still have to do it separately according to Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Yeshua says you can burn them together because it's a doubt. Maybe it's tameh itself already. You can burn them together. The start of the second Perek. At any time that you're allowed to eat chametz, talking about Erev Pesach. So we said the Chachamim rule that for the first 4 hours of the day, we'll put the times in the bulletin for this week, it's about 10:40 or so, till 10:40 in the morning. For the first 4 hours of the day, you can eat Teruma. For hour 5, you could benefit from Teruma. From the beginning of hour 6, you already can't do either, and you have to burn it by then. So, says the Mishnah, Kol at any time that you're allowed to eat, you're allowed to feed your animals and benefit from that and feed your animals. And you could also sell it to a goy during that time. And you're allowed to benefit from it. If that time, when that time passes, asur behanato, you're also asur to benefit from it. But now you have to burn it. But it says in the Mishnah, you might say, okay, let me burn my chametz, but I'll burn it in my fireplace. So I'll benefit from the heat. No. That's also considered a benefit. So the burning has to be also a burning that you're not benefiting from. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, en biur chametz ela srefa. Says Rabbi Yehuda, burning of the chametz means only through actual burning. Chachamim omrim, af mefarer vezoreh laruach o matil layam. Chachamim say, you can even fulfill burning of the chametz by taking your chametz and really putting it to little pieces, dust, and letting the wind blow it away, or throwing it into the river, throwing it into the lake. So the halachic ruling is you can do like the chachamim when you have no choice. When you can't, in a situation where you don't have fire, you don't have a proper receptacle for the amount of chametz you have, and you can't burn it, and you have a lake in your backyard, whatever it is, so you can do it in that case if you don't have fire. You can do it in your barbecue. Make sure that it gets burnt fully. You can, but then make sure you don't use that barbecue on Pesach. But there is a communal burning at the Aguda, right over here, right past Wilson, and they have fire trucks. They have a massive dumpster, a big fire there, so it's very easy. That's for sure. Your chametz is going to be burned. I've in the past been part of certain burnings where they take like a little garbage can, a metal garbage can, but so many people come and they stuff it, and the thing doesn't even burn at the end, right? So you want to make sure to burn that chametz. But yeah, if you could do it in a controlled environment, you could do it, and you're gonna get it burnt, and then you fulfill it. Yeah. So again, that's only when you can't burn it. That's only when you can't burn it, then you do it that way. One last Mishnah, short Mishnah Bet. Hametz shem nochri she'avar lava Pesach. Hametz that belongs to a non-Jew that passed Pesach. You go after Pesach and you want to buy some chametz from the store. That store belongs to a non-Jew, owned by a non-Jew. It was chametz. He didn't sell it on Pesach. This goy, he's a goy, and he owned it on Pesach. Mutar b'hana, you're allowed to benefit from it, no problem. But the Mishnah wants to bring this down to contrast a Jew. V'shel Yisrael asur b'hana. But a Jew that owned chametz on Pesach and didn't sell it, you can't benefit from it after Pesach. Shneimar lo yara elecha. As the pasuk says, you're not allowed to see chametz, you're not allowed to own chametz, and the Chachamim enacted a fine that if you violated and you still owned chametz over Pesach, then after Pesach you're not allowed to benefit from it, and that's applicable till today. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen. Rabbi Chananya ben Akashya omer ratzak kadosh baruch hu lezakot et Yisrael lefi chachi ba'aleim Torah mitzvot shneimar Adonai hafetz le'man tzidko yagdil Torah ve'yadir.